Hello and welcome to this wonderful video. It's all about transforming fear. You know that fear is nothing to be afraid of. It's a lesson to be learned. Fear is really an ego. It's a self-image. And this image spends most of its life wanting to be in control. Because it's afraid of being controlled, afraid of being vulnerable, and also afraid of losing control. So, like Asajola once said, 95% of our energy is spent protecting, defending, and maintaining our self-image. And it's all an image, imagination. And that's what ego is. Imagination. Not realizing that we are the very love we want. So, I'd like you to listen to the following video, which is an eye-opener. See you later.
So let's discuss again why we want control, because that is the very crux of the matter. That is what the ego is all about. What we call the ego, the superficial self, is control. Okay? It's, in fact, it wants control so badly that it lives in fear of losing control, and also lives in fear of being controlled. Don't you dare tell me what to do. How dare you? You see? Why? Because I want to be in control so much that we're always on guard, not only of fear of losing control, but of being controlled. And that creates all the problems of humanity, believe it or not. If you go to a mental home or talk with any psychiatrist, I've been doing hypnotherapy for many years, and the only thing that I find is this need to be in control. Why? Because we feel we don't have it. Because we feel we don't have control. We're afraid. We feel vulnerable. But what is love? To be vulnerable. To be open. So we're afraid of love, aren't we? Because it is love which is vulnerable. Love which is openness. Love which is innocent. Love which is like this. You see? The ego is like this. Contracted. Why do we easily lose control?
Because we never had it.
That's right. And because we're trying to possess it, own it, which destroys it at the same time. That's right. And we never had it. That's right. Because the one that's trying to have control is an idea on a very poor foundation. It is unreal. It has no stability, no foundation, no reality. It is based on a concept. Ego is a concept. You see? Just like right now I've asked, I said, who are you right now? And she said, I don't know. Beautiful answer. Because in reality, nobody knows. Because you're so vast. Because if you can say, I am awareness, but where does it start? Where does it end? Yeah.
Hello. I hope that you have enjoyed this last video. Next we're going to discuss fear and love. And please remember that because we are love, we are always in need of love. This very need becomes fear of love. Fear of being rejected, fear of not being wanted, fear of not being paid attention to, fear of not being good enough, fear that there's something wrong with you. And it all comes. And so we want love. But why do you want it? Isn't it because it's already there? But of course we don't know this, that we are love itself. So our life becomes a mixture of decision-making between love and fear. And did you know that 90% of the time we choose fear? Love is a win-win situation where there is harmony and there is everybody wins. And as far as fear is concerned, it's simply self-absorption. It is selfishness. So it doesn't really work. And since most of our decisions are based on fear, we burn ourselves out. Anyway, listen to the following video, and I hope that you'll derive a lot from it. Watch.
Based on the survival instinct, we always choose fear. For example, you fall in love. Will it last? Will he love me? Will I lose it? You know, fear, rejection, uncertainty, insecurity is always there, always. You see, we cannot love without feeling fear coming with it immediately. And that's very natural in the beginning, because as we're going to understand fear, we will see it's the catalyst for expansion when we listen to it. Because the first thing we do when we feel fear, immediately we resist it. We wish it wasn't there. I don't want it. I fear I'm going to die. I'm going to have this is going to happen to me, or I've lost all my money, or maybe he hasn't called, we had a date, maybe he doesn't like me, or maybe he doesn't want me anymore, whatever. There's always fear. Insecurity and lack of safety is part and parcel of being human. But what I'd like to emphasize today is that these are gifts that we can embody and use them for greater freedom and understanding. So when we talk about fear, we're talking about what protects you, to protect your love. You see, one thing that we really are, in truth, in the moment itself, when the mind is not caught in past and future, you are love. When your mind is empty, and recall moments when your mind was empty, you're totally present, you feel good. But the problem is, it's not a problem, but of course, you know, we do not realize it at the moment, that when we're really happy at peace, we don't know it at the moment. You see? It is only later that you say, oh, there were moments when I was really at peace, when I was really happy. But at the moment that you're really at peace, you don't know it. Because there is no personal you to be aware of it. You're immersed in your love, whether the love of a child, the love of your painting, the love of your art, the love of the teaching that you do, the love of your partner, or the love of the moment. When there is that love, of course, there is the total immersion into now, which is called pure feeling. You see? So, so why is it that fear is so constant? And there isn't a moment that there is no fear. Some people come to see me and they say, well, I have this fear and I have that fear, you know. I don't get along with my husband, or with my son, or with my daughter, or whatever, or with my neighbor at my work, or there's this and there's that. And they think that they are alone, and they think it's personal, and they think that, okay, this is happening all the time, part of the human nature. And let's understand why. Okay? Why do we suffer? First of all, what is fear doing? What is fear doing when we feel fear? It is trying to protect you. That's all it's doing, trying to protect you, to give you security and safety. But the paradox is that lack of safety and insecurity is fear itself. It's a vicious circle. But when we understand it, when we understand the feeling, something wonderful starts to happen. I'd like to ask you now, how does fear feel? Contracted? Small? Separate? When it goes up? That's right. You want to close off. You want to retire. You want to run away. Okay? Now, how does love feel?
Expansive.
Expansive. Full.
Giving.
Open. Giving. You see? It's the exact opposite. So life is a process of movement. Expansion, contraction, expansion, contraction. But the paradox is that the expansion, contraction, the roller coaster only happens on the human level. You are a human being. The being does not go up and down.